Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. I wanted to make a video about the DC Finest Superman, the first superhero. So I want to explain to you what the DC Finest is and what the purpose of my channel is. So the purpose of this channel is essentially to show you guys my comic book collection and basically talk about the different books and kind of get you guys an idea of what you would like. Show you guys what the book looks like, the contents, and kind of explain how to buy comics, especially if this is your first time or if it's new to you, or if you're new to this character, new to DC, new to Marvel, whatever the case is. I want to show you guys different books, and I want to be able to explain to you the good and the bad, whether or not you should buy it, and really give you an understanding. Because when I first started reading comics as a teenager, I had no idea what I was doing. I was just buying random books, had no idea how continuity worked, didn't know anything about the different ages of comics, and also there wasn't collections like this at my disposal. There were like a few trades here and there, trade paperbacks, about 6-issue paperbacks. Didn't really tell you much information, but nowadays you have access to stuff like this, and I kind of want to explain it and show you guys and see if you'd be interested. So I wanted to start with this one because it is Superman and it's his first appearance in history. So this goes back to 1938, and this is the golden age of comics. This is like really old school stuff, and I wanted to talk about the DC Finest line, which is relatively new. It came out like maybe a year ago. It's a relatively new series, and it has a lot of great books in this line, and they're still coming out with more and more. But this is one of the first ones they announced, and I think it's great. It's pretty thick. It's a thick book. You look at the spine, Superman, the first superhero, DC Comics logo. So it tells you the year, 1938 to 1940. You got a picture of the Golden Age Superman. You look at the back, you get some comic covers here. So it says presenting DC's finest stories. Gives you a little timeline chart. So it looks like they're going from 1938 up to 2011, which would be the era of this would be the beginning of the era of comics called the New 52 for DC, which is a reboot. So I think the DC Finest will only be collecting up till 2011, which is still great. And the good thing about this, you can see the years that it came out, and you could, when you buy the volumes, you can put them in order of their history, and it's very concise. It's all in order for you, and I think that's a great thing. And it has a great price point, $39.99 in the United States, $53.99 in Canada. I bought this on Amazon. I think I've only paid I paid 36 Canadian dollars, I believe, on Amazon. So you can get some deals on Amazon. This collects Action Comics 1 to 25. That's the first appearance of Superman, and then the first 5 issues of his solo Superman series. New York World's Fair Comics #1. Yeah, including Clark Kent's first origin tale. So I recommend for newer readers, if you're just first getting into DC and you're not rich, you don't have a ton of money to spend, this is the best bang for your buck. As much as I love omnibuses, which are really thick, huge collections, but they're very expensive, these are great because they give you probably about half an omnibus. I mean, there's almost 600 pages in this, and you're getting a huge chunk of stories for, well, if you're in America, probably 30 something bucks, you know what I mean? And you're paying that much for all these classic stories. So if I were first getting into comics, I, especially DC right now, um, I would pick up the DC Finest line, but I wouldn't make, I probably wouldn't make the Golden Age comics my first books. As you could tell, they're very old school, very text heavy, could be a little bit corny and stuff at times, but for me, I think this is just amazing. I'm so happy they're doing these. They're very in line with the Marvel Epic Collections, which I will talk about at some point for Marvel. But right now I'm going to focus on the DC Finest. So we got the original Superman first appearance. You get to see all his classic adventures, the Golden Age Superman. And at this point, he really didn't have all the crazy superpowers. You know, he was just super strong, could jump really far, you know what I mean? And fought the injustices of the world. There wasn't a lot of science fiction, not a lot of crazy abilities that would later emerge during the Silver Age and probably the later Golden Age. But these are classic stories from the late 30s. The art is actually, like, the reprinting of this, like the restoration of this art is just insane. Like, I think it looks beautiful. I love it. So this is times like World War II was on the go. Probably entertainment for people to, a little bit of escapism from the war. It's just so cool. I love the imagery. There's a classic, famous pose for Superman. You know, there's just so much cool stuff, and you get, you know, you're not really getting a lot of his rogues galleries yet. I think Ultra Humanite is there, but he's not, you know, the albino gorilla everybody thinks of when they think of Ultra Humanite. He's more so just a bald evil dude. You know what I mean? Like, you get to see some, you know, obviously you see, oh, that's like an iconic cover. Yeah. Man, is it ever amazing. I haven't read every story yet, but the ones I have read is actually a very fun read in my opinion. I thought Golden Age, where it's a bit older, it might be a bit more difficult to read, but I found these stories to be really enjoyable. I really, and I love old comics, so maybe it's a bit of a bias, but I really do love old comics. So I would recommend understanding that this is the Golden Age. This is a very old era, and it's considered to take place in the continuity of DC Comics Earth 2, I believe. It's not main continuity. Like, if you're reading a newer Superman comic, or even one from like the 90s, they don't correlate with this. This is its own canon. It's in Earth 2. So this is the Golden Age Superman has his own canon, but I like that. It's you get to see a different continuity, and this is the first ever Superman continuity in the first comics. I mean, this is the OGs, man. And to have it all in this collection, that's the Ultra Humanite there. People think it's Lex Luthor. Nope. It's the Ultra Humanite. Although we will be getting Lex Luthor soon. But that was Ultra Humanite before he was an albino gorilla. I love the way Superman's drawn. Like, oh, I love the Golden Age Superman, to be honest. I love the little cartoon guy. That's funny. Yeah, you can see Lois Lane a lot. You know, the banter between her and Clark and all that stuff. These are so cool to go back to, in my opinion. See, we're getting into Luther. So so we're getting into these old, characters. I think this is a great collection. Old character, I should say, old versions of these characters. This is an excellent collection. Iconic artwork. You get your best bang for your buck. I'm gonna make videos about the other DC Finest's books, but I just wanted to show off this one first because, Superman's finally getting some of the love he deserves with that new movie, and we're putting out these. I think this is great for your collection, but I think you should probably try to read some other comics first, just to get a feel if you like comics, because this is old material, and you don't want to jump right into Golden Age just because it's so old, and it could be a little bit dated and texty, so wordy. So I don't want you to feel overwhelmed or like bored by the content. It could be a little bit different, so keep that in mind. But if you're someone like me who loves the history and loves the old stories and don't mind the Golden Age, if you're familiar with it, instant buy. This is best bang for your buck. You get a thick book. You can't get better than this. And I'm going to talk about the other DC Finest because there's a lot of them. And I'm probably going to talk about the Marvel Epic Collections, which is the equivalent of this. The Epic Collections came out before this. This is like their answer to the Epic Collections. So I've been wanting them to do that for a long time. Very long time. I've been wanting a DC equivalent to the Epic Collections. And they've answered, and I think it is fantastic. Alright guys, thank you guys for watching. I hope you like the video. I hope you subscribe to the channel. And I'm going to go through my entire library. I have a lot of comics. I've been collecting these things for years, and I want to show them off. I want to review them for you, and I want to show you guys what's best to buy for the characters you enjoy, and try to get you guys some guidance, especially for the new ones, for the new comic book fans that are people that have liked comic books but just never really got into actually reading them. I want to give you guys some guidance. Thank you.